If you love God, love people, and love real estate, you're in the right place. If you've always wanted to know how to mesh community and real estate and make a bunch of money doing it, you're in the right place. On this show and this channel, we show people how to take community, social services, the love of God, and real estate and mix it all together. We teach you how to start your own independent living facility. Welcome to the show. My name is Derek Forston. Beautiful. Who are you?
I'm Shanya Shea Forston. And Derek, not only are we going to talk about that today, today's topic is the systems that run the ILF model. How do we keep this thing operating and functioning? And most people don't realize that sometimes it's not just a tangible like IT system. It is your protocol and processes that causes people to fail in this industry a lot of times. So we're going to talk about that today too.
Absolutely. And we also took probably like 4 or 5 things that I saw inside of the ILF Academy. So if you're complete new to us, we have a free Facebook group that's called the ILF Academy, and there's probably 26,000 people in that group. In fact, they're live with me right now. So if you're in the ILF Academy, feel free to come over to Forston Consultants on the YouTube channel. That's where we're live at, and I'll be able to read and see all your questions. So one more time, if you are in the ILF Academy, you come over to the YouTube channel. That way I can read all your questions. I want to greet you guys. But again, nevertheless, again, we always say, and I'm going to say it probably 3 more times today. If you love God, love people, and love real estate, you're in the right place.
Absolutely.
And I'm excited about those topics that we've pulled from the ILF Academy because there's some debate on what people believe.
And what they do.
We coach this in 41 states. Shay and I are also the trademark owners of the independent living facility model. So we're super proud of that. And we go all over the world sharing this. We're going to drop some news today, some announcements. Like prime example, February the 17th, I'm teaching an independent living facility masterclass.
Correct.
It is complimentary, which means free. There's no travel required because it's online. And again, it's going to be at 7:30 p.m. So I'm giving everybody time to get home from work, get all settled in, and I'm going to pour into you guys for over 3 hours on how you can walk off your job this year if that's what you desire. Now, if you're somebody that got a great job, I want you to keep your job. We're going to teach you how to balance them both. Absolutely. But boy, if you were anything like me many years ago, I was like, man, I want to get out of here. Like, there's more to it than this 9-to-5 job, and I can make a bigger impact and a bigger income doing it with real estate, the love of God, and helping people. So one more time, if you just joined us, we're discussing independent living facilities, which is not a group home. It's not an ALF. It's not an IDD. None of those things that require a license. Now, the cool part about it, Shay and I are in the background building an association that we're all going to put some boundaries around it so that people don't get off the chain doing this thing.
Like in the group.
Right? So if you're super new to us and you don't know my original story, God just allowed me to see a lady, y'all, that was making $41,000 a month. That means every 30 days. Can you imagine making 41 grand a month? But the only difference between all of us, y'all and me, that lady was housing people in rats and roaches, and it would break your heart. And because I knew most of y'all wouldn't believe me, I took pictures of it. So it was sad to see somebody house people in such bad conditions and actually make the money that most of us dream of. Put a number 2 in the chat. If you say you made 41 grand a month, would that change your life a little bit? One more time. If you made 41 grand every 30 days, would that change your life a little bit? And then I'm going to turn it over to Shay because there's a few different directions we want to go today. And one of them is that digital flow solutions, that marketing and the system that drives this whole business. So Shay, over to you.
So the first thing I want to talk about is the system for your ILF, right? Systems your ILF is missing. The first thing is I tell people all the time, this is not a hobby, it's a business. So one of the things that people are missing is the actual software to run their business, keep things organized, keep information in collectively in one place. And that is through digital flow solutions. So when we consult people, we make sure that they not only have the information to run their independent living facility, we also make sure that they have the systems, the software and systems to help them make the best, to be as organized as possible as an ILF owner and operator. What is Digital Flow Solutions, Shay? It's your website. It's your business phone number. It is a CRM system, which means a customer relationship management system that allows you to see if Derek calls my business phone and then an hour later sends me a text message on that phone, and then maybe 5 hours later sends me an email. I have all of Derek's communication streamlined in one place. And it also helps me to be able to go back and make sure that I'm catching up or being responsive to the people that I'm communicating with, right? Like, prime example, an AI phone agent. So if I'm unable to answer the phone because I'm here live with you all in the studio and my team's off from work, my AI assistant can answer the phone. My AI assistant can answer whatever questions you may have. And if it can't give you an answer, it's going to say, let me forward this to a team member and have someone contact you back during normal business hours. So again, it's given the responsibility. It's keeping us consistent in our communication with our clients, our case managers and social workers. So they're never missing. We're never missing a lead or an opportunity. So that's what Digital Flow Solutions does, Derek. And I got a frog in my throat. But Digital Flow Solutions is a tremendous help. It allows for us to get rid of things like MailChimp, SurveyMonkey. We don't need DocuSign because we can do all of that stuff within our CRM. So long gone are the days of us having to, send somebody a DocuSign agreement, saving the document, and now attaching it to our Google files. Now what happens in Digital Flow Solutions is when I send that person that document, it automatically saves to their profile.
Right.
So now I don't have to worry about all of the processing of paperwork. It streamlines my administrative task. That's the best way to say it. It streamlines my administrative
I
task.
love that.
It automates my income. So prime example, every paycheck, every time a resident gets paid, there's either automated invoices that go out, or we can put them on auto draft payments. So now we're not having to worry about running after people for our rental income. It runs like a true business. This makes it easier for you, the individual that is running the ILF, to grow and scale.
Yeah.
With minimal staff, right? If any. So again, that's Digital Flow Solutions. And that is one of the systems your ILFs need to make it work properly, to help it be sustainable.
And let me give you guys the raunchy version of what she just said.
He likes to be
most
raunchy.
of you guys are very much like me. They is very techie. So let me give you the raunchy version of what she just said, right? I am not very techie, which means I'm the absolute person that needs a system like this, because when I first got into this, y'all, it was more of a hustle than a business.
Absolutely.
And that's a mistake. So lucky for me, I got a great wife, right? That's also very techie. So Shay, I'll say, beat the hustle out of me. And she bought clarity and organization. Is that a word?
Correct.
Right. And Shay is what really turned this into a business. I was hustling.
Mm-hmm.
Like, put a number 1 in the chat if that makes sense. If you know where I'm coming from, like, I was hustling this. Yes, I had a big heart. Yes, I love God and love people. I love real estate and trying to change the world. But essentially, y'all, I was hustling this business versus actually really running a real business. So one more time, man, I want to see who's here that's also new to us.
Yeah.
We get a lot of people that find us all the time. Can you type in the chat the word new and also what city and state you're in? Now, I want everybody to do city and state. But if you're new to me, meaning you found me in the last 24 hours to 14 days, type in the chat new. Even if it's under 30 days. We love new people, and I want to greet you guys individually.
Yeah.
And I also want to just say thank you to all the people that always show up here just as extra support. But one more time for the new people that just came, you hadn't missed nothing yet. We just got started, and we're discussing independent living facilities. And if you on this Facebook, my ILF Academy, you guys come over to YouTube. I want y'all to join us with everybody else so that I can read y'all questions. Y'all can see these slides. So if you're anywhere where you're like podcasting us and you can only hear us, come over to YouTube. So welcome to all of the new people.
Let
Nicole,
me answer this question too. Go ahead.
Miss Good. Go ahead.
Yeah. So I do want to answer the question from Alexis on Facebook. She says, what software do you use to automate your drafts? So again, it's going to be Stripe and it's integrated into Digital Flow Solutions. The reason why I use Stripe, and I tell people this all the time, is Stripe has a lot of safeguards in place. So Lord forbid, they have a lot of chargeback protections and things like that. And that's another reason for a CRM system, because you can, if you ever have an issue with a chargeback, that's meaning somebody goes to their bank and says, this is a fraudulent charge. If you're using other CRM systems, they don't have the support like Stripe does to say, hey, we're gonna, do you want to challenge this this chargeback? And having a CRM system allows me to pull all of my proof, my evidence for that chargeback dispute. And I can go back and literally send them screenshots of the communication between me and the customer. I can send them how the customer even paid, because prime example, in Digital Flow Solutions, when that draft has been set, it shows in activity. So it shows that person's IP address, all sorts of stuff. And you're now able to upload that information into that chargeback. And I know that goes over a lot of people's head because they're not used to using software and systems. But what I want you to start educating yourselves on, as entrepreneurs, you have to know how to respond to chargebacks. If you don't, it can affect your business, and it can affect the accessibility you have to other payment processors because of, a large number of chargeback incidents and X, Y, and Z. So you want to make sure that and you're informed about that, and that you know how to navigate that when it happens. Okay, so Digital Flow Solutions with Stripe integrated. That is what we use in our
everybody system. So here's some homework, right? And I want half of y'all to do this in faith, because some of y'all are not even ready for this right now. I want all of y'all to set up a Stripe account today. Yeah. Like, why not? It's free. You should set up a Stripe account today, maybe, right? So I don't see anything wrong with that. Okay, so let's jump into the actual topic, which is kind of where we're at anyway.
Software and systems.
And I want to address what I may call a procedure. And some people was almost getting into a fight over this comment in the Facebook group. So if you're in my Facebook group, I'm getting ready to address something that I saw. You guys are free to stay there, but if not, definitely come over to the YouTube channel at Forston Consultants. So I saw a comment where somebody was asking, is it okay to allow your residents to have company?
Yeah.
Crazily enough, this same person was asking, is it okay that they have alcohol? At first, I thought they was joking. And then once I realized that person was serious because they was arguing with people, I said, oh my God. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're new to us, these are called independent living facilities, which is an environment where adults are able to live and thrive without the need for staff and or medical oversight. And usually, this is the population of people that we're trying to change their life.
Correct.
They've already been through all the rigmaroles and drug abuse and alcohol abuse and all of the bad things. We're trying to change their life and get them away from that. So why would we allow alcohol?
Right.
So rule number 1, no alcohol, no drugs. That's in my top 10 rules that we give y'all under our coaching.
Yeah.
Because there's a bunch of rules we have, but there's top 10 that are highlighted in bold writing.
Yeah.
The next one, I'm going to go through this whole thing and I'm going to let Shay hop in. The next one, Katara, because she said that she saw it. Katara, we don't allow company. I don't allow friends to come over. Mm-hmm. There is no company allowed under the way that we teach it. Yeah. Now, whether you think I'm a bad guy or a mean guy, that's kind of on you. But over the years, it's proved that when they bring company over, here comes the domestic violence, here comes the fights, here comes the theft. So when I set my rules in my place, I can't expect for his friends to follow my rules. Right. He's not under our program. So Katara, I jumped into it and I made a comment to a guy and he jumped all over me. I said, sir, we see this differently. I've been doing this a long time and I coach this in 41 states. This is what works for us. It also lessens the liability.
Yeah.
It lessens the reasons for a lawsuit from somebody that don't even live here. Now, watch this. Because my program is not a jail, that guy's got the right to come and knock on the door and ask for Tyrone, and you and Tyrone can go to the mall together, the baseball game together, go eat snow cones together. But y'all just can't come and kick your feet up on my coffee table and chill in my place. So my ILF program is not a hangout spot for you and your friends.
Let me show you this.
Hold it, Shake it. I'm going to give you yours because I got a whole soapbox on this.
Go ahead.
Because again, not to say it, but that guy also sounded like somebody that hadn't even got started yet, and he was just giving me his opinion. So I want to know from y'all, put a number 1 in the chat if you agree with that notion of no company allowed. Or if you say, Derek, bro, like you being unreasonable, Derek, I'm allowing my guys to have company. and they can drink beer. Put a number 2 in the chat because they can't do that at Second Chance.
Neither can they.
My program is built to change the lives of these people. And watch this. I even gave an example because I'm in the game of real estate. Shay and I are in real estate, period.
Correct.
But this genre of real estate, these people trying to change their life. Yeah. Watch this. I got real estate right now where it's construction workers that go to work 7 days a week and get off at 6, 7 o'clock at night, and they come home and drink beer.
They like their cerveza.
That is not my program, though. That's a regular real estate play. Does that make sense, everybody? So because I'm giving it to Shay now because she's a lady. I'm a guy, so I want to see what Shay's thoughts is. But put a number 1 in the chat if you agree with me, Derek. Absolute no company.
The ones are coming
because
in.
I'm telling you guys, we tried it. I've been doing this a long time, y'all. Yeah. And I tried to give them that leniency. That brought problems.
Yeah.
That brought the domestic violence. That brought all the things that break my rules that my guys wouldn't even breaking the rules. It was his dadgum friend.
Ooh.
And last comment, I'm going to give it to Shay. Most of the problem with the people we house anyway is the company they keep. That's the problem in their whole life. They chose bad friends and surroundings. The devil is a liar that you're going to bring that to my place.
Yeah.
My place is guaranteed to be peaceful, right? Orderly,
safe.
And Tyrone and Jerome can't come as one of my clients' friends and break that up.
Yeah.
Now I'm done. Shay, hop in there.
So no, and it shouldn't be just you, right? Because there's a huge difference between an independent living facility and a boarding house or a rooming house. If that's what you want, go ahead and start a rooming house. Go ahead and get all of your things together and get, your approval from your city, your municipality, and start a rooming house, right? Because that's what this person thinks it is. This is not that. A rooming house landlord isn't going to get a phone call from a case manager or a social worker saying, hey, this is a client that needs, their next step in life. We're looking for a safe, supportive housing structure for them that we can come in and render services. Who am I to allow a social worker and a case manager to come in and render services when Nikki's drunk dancing on top of the table and intervening or interfering with the support that's being offered to this other resident that's taken their sobriety and their reestablishment into the community seriously? So you've got, and people don't realize this, it's not jail, it's not a halfway house, it's none of that. What we're doing is we're setting, if you go anywhere, there are rules. When you go on your job, there are rules. There are things that you have to apply by in our society. There are rules, which are called laws.
She cooking now.
So if you don't abide by those rules or said laws, you can go to jail. So if you do not abide by my rules in my ILF, then you're not a suitable fit. And what people don't understand is our residents are given the option. They're not forced to say, yes, I want to reside at the Angela Denise Foundation, or I want to reside at Forston, at Second Chance Housing, because that is my rules are initiated day one during that assessment.
So they got the choice, you saying?
They got the choice. No. And I love it because let me tell you what Jermaine said. Jermaine said, I've had people say that they don't want to move in just because they can't have company. And it's okay. It's absolutely okay, because this housing model isn't for everybody. It's for the individual that really has a hard time reconnecting or getting themselves back into community, whether it's because of mental health diagnosis, whether it's because of a criminal background or whatever, substance abuse, all of those things. It can be a plethora of these things. Who am I to offer alcohol? And I'm laughing because I'm blown by this. And this is just the importance of understanding the population that you're going to serve in this space, right? If I offer alcohol in my ILF, and I know people are on trazodone, they're on all these different Suboxone or different medications. What am I doing? What am I doing? If you turn that prescription bottle around, it's going to tell you, do not consume alcoholic beverages. What am I doing? So the goal of this, guys, is not to bash anybody, but to educate and inform.
Yeah.
Right? You cannot make this like there is structure that needs to take place. If you don't want the police running in and out of your ILF, if you don't want all sorts of different entities and agencies coming to your ILF, because they will report you. Elder affairs will come and shut you down. Everybody's talking about zoning. No, don't worry about zoning. What you need to be worried about is DCF, adult family services, all of those services that are come and knock on your door because of mistreatment. And that's what people don't understand. The rules is what makes the stability of the house, that keeps the house stable, that keeps the individuals on their medications, that helps them to walk out, to be able to complete the process with case management, right? The reason why case managers and social workers love this model is because we provide for them a safe space to render services.
Man, y'all guys got this thing running like a tight ship. You guys got rules and all. I love this.
Correct. Sorry, because what most people don't realize is a lot of the mental health population kind of slip through the cracks because one, case managers, social workers cannot do the follow-up visits if they're living on the streets. Where they're going to find them at? There's no address. So what happens? That person becomes a consistent repeat visitor to the mental health hospital because some of them really want to change. Some of them really want the help. But if there is no housing or no stable housing for them, for that case manager or that after process that takes place to be implemented, what happens? Right? It's a vicious cycle. And in order for us to help combat homelessness, where we see that it's highly affecting those with mental health diagnoses, is that we've got to provide a stable and supportive space for them to be able to, one, have access to follow-up care, two, to be able to see consistency. And consistency comes with rules, right? Comes with guidelines, instruction. That's what's needed. So we're not just saying this because we're being jerks and we don't want them to have friends.
So we tried it.
What people don't realize is that there are programs. Like if your people are sitting in your ILF all day, you're not doing them any help. Why are they not at an aftercare program, a daycare program for those with mental illness? Why are they not at certain programs to help them be more suitable in community and accepted in the community? So again, that's my soapbox. And so no friends, no alcohol. No.
Now watch this, because y'all know I got something to come after that, right? Y'all know me, because somebody's thinking right now, just like somebody put on that post with Derek, what if his mama want to come by? What if his Uncle Joe want to come by to see how he living?
I got one for that too.
Watch this. No problem. That's one of my rules. If mama want to come by to see how he living, no problem. If daddy want to come by to see how he living, no problem. We just need to know about it.
Correct.
And also, not to be a mean guy, dad and mom is only doing a walkthrough. Dad also can't come and sit down and watch TV.
And hang out. Yeah.
That's when you come and pick your son up and y'all go spend quality time somewhere else. Maybe at McDonald's where the Wi-Fi is free. And that's not me again being mean. Dad and mom often sometimes want to come by and drop off grocery. No problem.
Absolutely. I've got some.
Dad want to come by sometime and check on his kid. No problem.
Correct.
But the reason, and guess what I tell mom? Mom, you can come by, no problem. And ma'am, thank you so much for actually telling me, because some of my people just do it and don't let us know. This keeps us all safe, and I can let my guys know that you guys are coming.
Especially for a woman entering a male's house.
And then I also say, now, mom, just to keep my rules safe, all my guys know that nobody can just come and hang out and chill this company. So when you kind of come see Robert, that's a quick visit. Now, if you and Robert want to go outside and go wherever y'all going,
go for it.
And watch this.
I love
No
it.
parent has ever
They love
like said, "Oh my God, dude, this is ridiculous." They said,
love
"I
it.
really like how you got this thing structured,
Yeah.
bro. I see why my son is doing so good here."
Mhm.
Oh, this is good coaching, whether
So,
y'all admit it or
I'm
not.
telling you, listen, I'm gonna say this too. I'm gonna say this because this is something that a lot of people miss too. So Derek said about the parent coming and you know visiting or whatever. But this is why assessments are important, right? Why is that person not welcome back in the house of their parent? You need to know that. Because if the parent and this person have a tumultuous relationship, guess what's going to happen in your ILF? Somebody going to tick somebody off. I was going to say something else. And then guess who's calling the cops?
Miss Shay.
And then guess who's going to call the cops? Either the resident or the mama. Now we got an issue, right? So you want to be mindful and you've got to know certain things about your people that you're housing. What are these relationships like? How well, excuse me, I got the hiccups now. How well do you and mom get along? You know what I'm saying? How often do you speak to mom? I've got one resident that speaks to her family every single day. And anytime mom comes, mom calls or sends a text message into my Digital Flow Solutions account and says, "Hey, Angela Denise Foundation team, I just want to let you know I'll be stopping by today to drop off blah, 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 blah. And if you don't mind, I would love to order pizza for all of the ladies." Really?
Ding,
That's
ding,
so
ding,
sweet.
Ding, 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 ding.
That's so sweet because I know my such and such was without some food for a couple of days because I was unable to get it delivered and they supported her. So I would love to be able to just pour back in. And could I stay for a few minutes to just hang out and eat with the ladies? That's a yes for me. Because there's been a long acting relationship there between me, the mom, the residents in my home know this lady and they love her. And again, she's not there for long. And when she leaves, she sends a message. "Okay, cleaned up, made sure the ladies washed up all the dishes. Everything's a-okay. I'm gone now." Done. So it's important to have things implemented and to know the relationships. Because if it's a bad relationship with the parent and the resident, you can forget about it. That's going to spill over into your other residents because remember, they've bonded and banded together like friends now, like family. If you're doing it right. If you're doing it right. If you are doing it right. I'm going to say it again for the people in the back, okay? And then guess what? If dad and son get into a tussle, all of the roomies jumping in. So now we got a problem. So you got to know the family dynamic. And this is why, Derek, assessments. Are you hearing? Are you pulling questions? Are you now pulling some new questions for your assessment? It shouldn't just be what's your age, what's your diagnosis. No. Dig deeper, family. You got to dig deeper because you are dealing with the vulnerable population and you don't know what has triggered the vulnerability. And most times it's the family dynamic that triggers it. People don't know that.
Can I add something to that? Shay cooking so well that if I believe I don't throw a little seasoning salt, I'll feel like they ain't doing nothing. Watch this, y'all. To that comment she just said, can I give y'all insight to phone calls we get all the time? And it sounds like this. Hey, Miss Jess, can I talk to Derek real quick? I know that this is really how it go, but I got a question. I just want to also tell Derek about something I noticed. My assistant transfers. "Hey, Mr. Derek, how's it going? Hey, Miss Evelyn, how you doing? Derek, what is y'all doing or have done to my son? He is completely different. He respects my husband now. He act like he got some sense with me, and he is no longer disrespecting me. Derek, what did y'all do to him?" Watch this. Shay just used the word called dynamic. "Ma'am, I did nothing to your son other than my places stay prayed over. I pray for my tenants and the house they live in."
Correct. Absolutely.
Number two, Shay said it. "Ma'am, it's the dynamic. Ma'am, you probably don't know this, but you a great mom. and you did nothing wrong with your son, but your son is at an age where he needs to separate from you. Your son is experiencing independence, which now he's not under your roof.
Right.
He ain't talking to you crazy, and he ain't disrespecting your husband.
I love that.
I said, so the whole reason, ma'am, to be honest with you, it was a change of scenery.
Say it again.
We notice in this game, and y'all gonna notice this, Jermaine, when you get multiple properties, Katara, Tia, Miss Tiffany Henry, T over there in Baltimore, when you get multiple properties, you're gonna notice at one time you're gonna get a guy named Tyrone, Juan, or Jose. He's gonna be a complete clown.
In house
He's
one.
not gonna work
in house
at your
one.
place.
Yeah.
But as soon as you move him, Jermaine, to your house number 2, he's a completely different guy. Sometimes we can't explain it other than a change of scenery. That's why having multiple properties doing the ILF model can save your life. So now we ain't kicking Tyrone out. We ain't evicting Tyrone. That's not what we do. We transfer Tyrone somewhere else and give him a change of scenery. Back to what Shay said, and I'm going to give it to her because she's ready to hop in again. When mom says, Derek, what did you do to him? He is different now. I say, Mom, we changed his scenery. He don't live with you no more.
Right.
Yes, I got rules too, but it ain't coming from his nagging mother.
Come on.
He's living with different guys his age. And I'll land my plane right there. It's a change of scenery, ladies and gentlemen. Mom thinks I'm a genius.
And it's
but
not.
I'm really not.
Yeah.
It's the love of God and the change of scenery.
And it's also not even just the change of scenery. It's the way you've done other assessments, right? So now the scenery involves more of a brotherhood instead of a parenthood. You get what I'm saying? So now if somebody's speaking into this resident, they're not feeling so attacked. They now feel like, oh, this is my brother, a friend brother having a conversation with me to help steer me in the right direction. It doesn't come from that parental aspect. It comes now more from a relational aspect. So like Derek, I had to laugh. There was somebody put in the chat that, man, I like when Miss Shay gets serious.
That's Heather over there.
It bothers me. So Heather, I'm gonna be honest, like certain things really knock and it don't take much. Just know that. I'm one of those people that Derek is the patient one. I listen, Derek is the patient one. I can get very corrective very quickly, right? I can start getting yeah. But anyway, so back to the
did we just tell on you, Shay?
We both told on me. We both told on me. But no, I want to go back to the dynamic of the house, right? Because we talked about, I mean, I hope you all picked up what we were throwing down in regards to some of the questions to ask in the assessment. That assessment goes way deeper than just knowing their medical background. You want to get to know them as an individual. You want to know what makes them tick. Like, what's the thing that I can do that'll push you over the edge, right? Because if you don't know those things, it could be the smallest thing, depending, especially if they have a mental or behavioral health diagnosis. Those things matter. What if somebody ticks and you don't know that red is a trigger for them, and you go in a pair of red scrubs,
and you just red sheets and red comforters
because it's Valentine's Day.
Don't buy red.
You go wearing red because it's Valentine's Day.
Oh, that's your favorite color.
Right. And this person come and haul off and charge at you. Like, there's things you just got to know. You have to know in this space. So, again, we're not adding alcohol to this. We're not adding outside company to this. And these are some of the things, the systems, right? We're not talking about software systems. We're talking about actual systems, procedures that you need to have involved. Yeah, that you need to have when you're running an independent living facility.
So, guys, let's take a real quick commercial break. I got to pay some bills and we'll be right back. But put a 0 in the chat if you're enjoying the information so far, because you guys are getting a lot of insight from people with a lot of experience. Put a 0 in the chat. Let's get a word from our sponsors and we'll be right back.
Let's do it.
Hey, what's going on, family? Please make sure that you watch our webinar, which is the first step to getting started. So just text the phrase more info, MOREINFO, to the phone number 407-326-0086. Don't type it in the chat. Don't put it below. Text it to that phone number. That way you get that free webinar, but also it leads to a discovery call with me and my team to see how we can get you started. So again, if you love God, love people, and love real estate, this is it. Show me anything else where you can make such an impact in your community, serve God, but also make a bunch of money doing it. We don't hide that. We want to make a lot of money doing what this is so that we can extend our hand in the community and continue to be the answer to affordable housing. Text more info to 407-326-0086, and we'll see you on the other side of success. Let's get back to the show.
All right, we are back. So make sure y'all heard the guy. Make sure you guys text that phrase more info to that phone number, because that's what's going to get you all started.
Yeah.
We also put the number at the bottom of the screen. I see a lot of zeros in the chat, so I appreciate that. And just in case if you just joined us, if you happen to be new to us, like Derek, I just found
there
you
was several
2 days
new,
ago.
There were
Type in the chat the word new, N-E-W, and we just gonna keep it rolling. But I want to see how many people are newer to us. And then maybe at the end, if they give me a little time, I will do a little bit of an intro. But today we jump right into the material. So make sure that you guys catch the recordings of this. And we're live, y'all, 7 days a week. I'm like a syndicated show now. 7:15 a.m. in the morning, 7:15 p.m. at night, and 11:45 at night. Guys, we're on 3 times a day, 7 days a week. So I am hard to miss. And now I'm your new big brother. So if you type in the chat like the Gonzalez family, I'm your new brother. Right? If you like Joanne from Claremont and we're in Orlando,
you're not far from us.
You close to me. I'm your new brother.
Yeah, so we
Miss
close
Peggy.
to her, yeah.
Congratulations. Shake Peggy, shake Peggy. Shake my hand. There you go, Peggy. Me and you family now. So once you kind of join us 1 or 2 times, and if you love God, you love people, and love real estate, this is it. And your prayer probably merged with ours, because we're always trying to find good people to do this.
Correct.
Because really quickly, just to show y'all who I am, I was just a poor social worker, had a job for 9 years at a hospital before the light bulb came on and said, Derek, what are you doing? Why not be on the other side of this? And God messed around. I'm using the word messed around. God messed around and showed me a lady that was making 41 grand a month doing this, y'all. And she was housing people in rats and in roaches. And again, because I knew most of y'all weren't going to believe me, I took pictures of it. Because I always wanted the people to kind of get the vision of where it came from. So this is me as that social worker with all them credentials and all of that stuff. Shay tricked me to go to college, y'all. That was not my idea. Thank God for a great wife. And when I finished college, ended up with a social work job. And this is what I saw when it came to housing people. The rats, the roaches, the filth, and the grime. And when that one lady said, Derek, she says, I'll never teach you how to do this, but look at what I make doing it. That woman brought out her calculator, Miss Ebony, and she scrolled month for month for month. And can 2 of y'all tell me if you can see my pictures on the screen? Because I ain't super techy, so I want to make sure y'all can see that. This is the condition she was housing people in. And again, no fault to you, Miss Joanne. Miss Joanne, you just met me today. Peggy, I had to prove this to you.
Yeah.
And because I knew you weren't going to believe it, I said, well, one day I'm going to tell this story. And if I don't take pictures of it, nobody going to really believe me. So I took pictures of this stuff, y'all. And I often say this, and I'm serious. If this don't break your heart, you on the wrong YouTube channel.
Absolutely, yeah.
If you think you can house people in these conditions, which are God's people, one day, y'all, we going to be held accountable for how we treated these people. And you prayed to God to be the answer to affordable housing and got a lady sleeping on the kitchen floor. The devil is a liar.
Yeah, sad. It's sad.
Miss Peggy, when that lady said, I'll never teach you this. Inspiring Visions 2024. She said, Derek, you keep sending me these people. I ain't going to teach you this. I took a Saturday just like today, many years ago. I said, Derek, you know where the houses are, dummy. Go and see them. You know the addresses as the social worker.
Yep.
And God forgive me for calling myself a dummy, but really I was ignorant. The lack of knowledge is ignorance. And also when people won't show you. Lucky for y'all, I got a big old mouth. And I love talking about this. And yeah, I got coaching and packages and all of that. But 7 days a week, you come right here and God and I change your life. But if it don't break your heart to see a lady sleeping on the kitchen floor and that girl was paying $750 a month, Again, you on the wrong YouTube channel. Look at the beds on the ground. Look at that burnt up kitchen.
People don't understand what it's like. You know who we need to get to come in one
Look
of
at
our
the
lives
beds on
with
cinder
us?
blocks.
We need Carmen to come
Lord
and
have
just
mercy.
share her experience as a case manager. So just to, I'm treading backwards a little bit so that people can understand why it is important to have rules. Because none of this happens when you've laid foundation. None of this happens with oversight and rules. None of this is
with those
allowed.
procedures that Shay told
Come
you
on
about
now.
earlier, the systems. How do your place get to a point? Nicole says, wow, Nicole, I knew 9 years ago, Nicole, before me and you ever met. I say, one day I'm going to tell Nicole about this.
Well, let me,
and she going to say, Derek, come on, bro.
Come
you
on
scratching
now.
it, Derek.
No.
Nicole, I took pictures because Shay also put the guy on camera who was sleeping in that bed and talked about how bad his back was hurt.
Military veteran,
Shay got this guy on camera because y'all wouldn't believe it.
A military veteran, y'all.
Oh, Lord.
Military veteran. But also, Derek, what I want to talk about this too is, let me tell you something. Your house has the potential to become like this.
Even with your good heart.
Easy.
Come on, Shay. Talk about it.
I've got some residents, okay, to where every so often I go and assist in a house little cleanup. Okay. I do. Because their definition of clean is not clean. It's just throw it underneath the bed.
Not be to your standard,
right? It's not to our standard. So I go and I facilitate. I don't go and I'm like, oh, this, that. No. Hey, guys, look, we're going to have I'm going to give y'all a gem now. So I hope you're listening. Hey, listen, we're going to have an inspection soon. In your room, we cannot, like, this is not going to pass. You know, we've got to make sure that everything is in decency and in order. There's a little odor coming from here. Let's go ahead and let's clean up. I got a smock, y'all. I got me some gloves that stay in a particular closet. I got me the for real, cleaning supplies. Yes, sir. And we get to work. Okay. And they love it because guess what? They love me. And I'm not saying that to be boastful. I've nurtured and cultivated relationships with every one of my residents. Yeah. And I love it because now if they feel like they're having an issue, they can call me. They can text me. They can communicate with me because I've allowed them that open door access. But when I'm like, all right, now listen, this is not what it's looking like. Come on, let's go. Let's go, you and you. Let's clean this room. And we get in there together. They need their little 5-minute smoke break. So we take a lot of 5-minute smoke breaks. So know that this ain't
Hold on, Miss Shay. Can I get a little smoke break real quick?
Absolutely.
Yeah, they love to say that now.
Absolutely.
No problem.
Absolutely. But listen, make it quick. Don't even just take the head off the cigarette and come on back. Because I don't, and the thing
Not
is,
the
I give
head
them.
off, Shay. Shay told like she a smoker, y'all. She said, take the head off.
Because that's what she says. She said, I'm just going to knock the head off.
She should have.
That's what I'm saying. You know exactly who I'm talking about.
Exactly, yeah.
And then she going to cuss a little bit. And then she going to laugh real hard. Like she laughs from the gut. Like, so when you're there, like you can't help but to have a good time. But, but these are the things I do. And I tell them, hey, I only have an hour. I can't be here. And it's this house that you're seeing here. I can't be here super long. So I have an hour. So let's get as much as we can get done today. And the goal is to get it all done. But I know one of them is a little gentle. She loses steam real fast. Yeah. So I'm just going to, kind of help them and give them breaks as necessary and as needed. And it's fun. I mean, it causes, like, I was just at the house the other day and I'll share these pictures because I took videos and everything because I had 2 move outs and I had to get the house back together for the new clients that are moving in. And it was so funny. 2 of my ladies are like, oh, it's time to put stuff together. Let's go. So they're like, you got the screwdriver? You got the magic screw? They call it the magic screwdriver. Yeah. They call it my magic screwdriver. And literally, I have one lady, and I can talk about her. Her name's Anita. She sits in the chair, and she's the one that passes all of the screws, right? Because she's tender.
How old is Anita? Just give
Anita is 60. That. I want to say 67. Yeah. And Anita passed the screws, right? And me and my other one, we just down there on the floor. We get it. We putting things together. But it's so fun when I get to just hang out because we talk junk. We fussing at each other. It's a whole scene. So when you get in this space, don't be afraid to spend time with your residents because it does so much more for you than you can even imagine.
Right.
Like you think you're doing a lot for them, but you leave so invigorated that it's not even funny.
And how many of you all, by putting the number 7 in the chat, would rather be doing something like that versus going to your 9-to-5 job?
Yeah.
Right? Would you rather be in one of your houses, 4-bed, 2-bath, as you're pouring into women or pouring into military veterans, teaching and talking? Again, I'm no pastor or priest, but I'm gonna call it sharing the love of God. And that means joking around, having a good time as we're cleaning up,
as we're cleaning,
teaching responsibility.
Yep.
Oh, this is so genius. Look how all of that goes together.
Yeah.
Shay tells a story often about one of my guys that we all take for granted, that we know how to go in the kitchen and wash dishes or put them in the dishwasher. Shay got a video of teaching one of my guys well into his 50s of how to wash dishes properly. Because you take it for granted that your mama taught you when you were 6 years old. Some of these people don't have that.
Correct.
So we sometimes have to go over there and show how things need to be done while we're encouraging, speaking into their life, and also having a good time doing it.
So like,
because usually when we work them real good and we cleaning up like that,
they are busted.
It's on us.
Yeah.
Chicken dinner, Popeyes on us, or whatever they want that night.
Yeah.
We gonna treat them to that.
Yeah.
Does that make sense, everybody?
Let me tell you, I want to share about that story. So this young man, he's been with us for many years. Jeez, how long? About 7 years, 8 years?
Yeah,
so he's been with us for about 7 to 8 years, and just a gem, right? Speaks. He's more, he's bilingual, but heavily, Hispanic. But we just talk. We have a wild time. Rice is his thing. So I'm actually going to go over, I think in the next 2 weeks, and I bought them a rice cooker. We have a rice cooker for him, and we're going to teach him how to cook in the rice cooker, because he'll burn some rice, y'all. Like it be crunchy rice, not burnt, but it stick to the pan. So
but to his credit, and some of y'all go know this, I learned this working in a group home 10 years ago.
They loved it.
The Hispanic culture has a version of rice where they purposely burn it on the bottom.
Yeah.
Dummy me was working in this place. They cooking the rice. I smelled it kind of burning. I'll go throw the whole pot away and start a new one. What about Hispanic people in the chat that know what I'm talking about?
Derek didn't know? You didn't know?
If you from my country, you don't want no burnt up rice.
Right.
Where it turn crunchy on the bottom. Y'all, they like it like that.
Mm-hmm.
How many of y'all know what I'm talking about if you're either from that culture or you've heard of it? Yeah. Now, me and Jermaine probably don't want your burnt up rice. Neither does
crunchy
Katara
rice. Crunchy rice. We're going to call it crunchy.
Teal. I'm going to speak for just us three. But if you from that culture, please tell me in the chat if you're familiar with what I'm talking about. They like it crunchy.
Yeah.
I think that's what he was trying to do. And he
it went a little overboard.
Somebody gonna know exactly what I'm talking about in the chat.
She said, Heather said Jamaicans too. Okay. Really? So I didn't know that. I didn't know that. But yeah, so again, and even with that young man, he didn't know how to wash dishes. Like he really didn't. Like he just thought you just put them in water and swish your hand across it and be done. And one day I caught him. Yeah,
on one
that
dish,
too.
And then, like, bro. No.
So that day I said, "Hey, let me teach you how to wash dishes." And he said, "Okay." That's how he speaks. He's like, "Okay." And so we're standing at the sink and we're just talking. And he has his music playing, and he likes like between 80s and 90s rock. So we're having a conversation and he's listening to certain things and a song comes on. And I said, I know the guy. I know this gentleman personally. And he's like, no. And I'm like, yeah, I do. And he's like, no, Miss Shay. And I'm like, no, I'm serious. I really do. And he's like, let me see. So I have pictures and I'm showing him the gentleman that is singing from the band. And I'm telling him about our relationship and how we know him and this, that, and the other. And he was just so we're actually we're working on having that gentleman go and visit the fellas, but they're getting ready to go back on tour again. So prayerfully once he comes back, I'll be able to do it. But it's just when you have that time to spend with individuals that you serve, I think it makes so much. It makes so much of an impact. That's where you get the buy-in when it comes to setting expectations, the rules, all of that. because you're physically there. You're there. You're a part of the process. So I just wanted to say that.
Tia says, I'm Jamaican. I don't like my rice burnt.
He said,
I learned that probably over 12 years ago, because that's when I had that job at that place.
Yeah.
And I thought I was doing them guys a favor, man. They said, Derek, what are you doing? That's the best part of the pot. I said, really?
Y'all,
where I'm from, we throw that in the garbage and we start over.
So let's get back in it, because we got a long day today.
You the P trail, didn't
we did. Let's jump
back into something. Oh, and Mar is one of my assistants.
Yeah, she's in the chat.
Who's in the chat. Mar, can you do me a favor? For the remaining of the room, let's remind people on screen and in the chat about the ILF masterclass that I'm teaching February 17th. That don't cost them a dime, and there's no travel required because it's going to be online.
Yep.
I told y'all I'm y'all new big brother. I used to charge thousands of dollars for this class.
Yeah.
I'm going to give it to y'all for free. February 17th, I'm going to coach for probably 3 hours or more on the independent living facility model. Because when y'all come to YouTube, I treat y'all like family. We just kind of bounce all around. But for 3 hours on the 17th at 7:30, which means I'm going to give you time to go to work, come home, pick up your kids, get something to eat, and settle down. I didn't do it at 4 o'clock. I didn't do it at 5 o'clock because I know you're still driving. I didn't even do it at 6:30 because I want you to settle all the way down, sit your butt down, and listen to what God is getting ready to do for you. You've been praying for it. So He's going to put me in front of your face now. One more time, February the 17th, 7:30 p.m., and it's absolutely online. Mara's going to put the link in the chat, but I'm even telling you right now, if you text the word GROW, GROW, to this phone number, don't send it to me, don't text it in the chat. Text the word GROW to 407-326-0086. Because somebody in the chat saying right now, this is a master class. And to some of y'all, yes, it is. But you won't believe the information I'm going to release, because some of it I can't even talk about on YouTube.
Right.
That's why I got to bring you to my private setting.
Yeah.
So text the word GROW to 407-326-0086. We're going to chop it off at 999 people. So if you happen to be number 1,000, you can't get in.
Ooh.
Makes sense, everybody? And it's free
closed.
And it's no travel. Does that make sense? I'm y'all new. Somebody say, what's up, big bro? Two of y'all put in the chat, what's up, big bro? And now watch me jump into something which I'm going to label and call medication management. But even right before I do that, let's get a word from my two brothers, David and Dennis. And remember, y'all pray for David. He's a little bit of a knucklehead. Let's take a break and we'll be right back. And I want to discuss something that's real important about medication management and who you accept into your program.
That's going to be good.
I know you're not there yet, but remember I told you to act in faith. And while you're doing all the homework that I told you about earlier, always be looking for a property, whether that's on Zillow, Realtor.com, Facebook Marketplace, or word of mouth using your social media. Always be looking for a property, because you just never know when God's going to say, go, it's your time. Yeah, I remember that. But, and you won't believe it, but I actually found the property and it's in one of them HOAs. And see, David, I can tell already you haven't been listening, because that's one of my major rules, is that we never start an independent living facility in an HOA or a community association. Because always in the fine print, it's going to say something about you can't run a business inside of here and you can't not sublet, which is the entire model of what we do. Does that make sense?
All right, we are back. So don't be like my brother David talking about you found the house and it's in an HOA.
God.
We don't do that.
That's
no HOAs, no community associations. Kind of the same thing. No gated communities.
Yeah.
Our population don't drive really. They look real funny, twisting their dreads and their pants falling down, punching in that code at that front door, at that front gate.
Yeah.
So, and I got a bunch of more reasons, but we do not do this in a gated community or HOA. Let me give you guys a little game on this. And this is one of those topics that I can't go on and on about on YouTube.
Yeah,
so I'm going to be pretty concrete with this. This is something else that I saw in the ILF Academy that kind of scratched my skin the wrong way. So I'm going to give some game on this. We have something that's called an assessment, which is one of the most important things about making a decision of who moves into our ILFs. An assessment is a series of questions that allow you to make a sound decision about who you want to move in your ILF. And yes, that sounds real selfish, but you got to remember we're housing multiple people.
Correct.
So we got to put the right people together. Now, under my coaching, I'll help you with that. But if you said, Derek, I ain't going to buy your coaching, just listen up real quick. The assessment, again, allows me to ask every question under the sun and nothing's off limits. Even as far as, hey, bro, when the last time you've been to jail? Any drugs or alcohol? Any sexual abuse charges against you ever in your past?
Yeah.
Guys, I can ask anything I want. So the assessment is number one. Medication is number two. I'm not asking none of y'all to be a doctor, psychiatrist, or a nurse.
Right.
But under our coaching, and neither am I a doctor, but I sat under it for so long, I understand the medications. And my nurses that are under me, you're going to understand where I'm going now.
Right. Yeah.
If we're serving specific populations, depending on their diagnosis, they must be on certain medications. To live in my place with certain diagnoses, and I got to be real careful because YouTube is weird that. And then some of y'all don't understand it. Prime example, a person that suffers from schizophrenia, one of their biggest problems is they don't believe nothing's wrong with them mentally. And that's a problem, which makes them never want to take medication.
Right. It's not.
But if they take medication, they can function just like you and I, and they're normal. But off their medications, because of that chemical imbalance, I'll use this word nicely, they lose it mentally. They can't handle life and they lose it. That person is really not qualified to be in an ILF unless, can 5 of y'all write the word unless in the chat? That person's on a long-acting injection. Nurses and people in the medical field call it LAI, and you all know what I mean when I say that. But for my people, 99% of y'all that wouldn't know what that was, that's just a long-acting injection. Prime example, if I got a client that's on the medication that's called Risperdal, 2 milligrams by mouth, that's fine. 2 milligrams by mouth. He ain't going to take it because he believes nothing's wrong with him. I want him on a medication that's called Invega Sustenna. And watch this, I'm no doctor. I can't make the doctor put him on that, but I can recommend it. Invega Sustenna is a shot they get once every 30 days. Correct. That no matter if he take a pill or not, that medication releases in his system every day, Monday through Friday through Saturday and Sunday, 7 days a week, which keeps that guy stable.
Yeah.
I'm the only one to teach that in my master classes. So if you're taking notes, that's a major gem. So back to this medication management. Somebody asked the question in the chat, should I take this guy with schizophrenia and he's not on no medications? In my opinion, no, because he's going to destroy your place.
There was also a comment underneath that.
And I probably better stop right there.
Yeah, and there was a comment underneath that, right? Talking about, well, you can help them titrate their medications. They're not taking any medications. Did you just not see that?
They believe in being holistic.
Right, but nor are you going to be titrating anything. You are now operating way outside of your scope of practice. So just be careful, guys. If you don't see Derek or myself co-sign or any of our administrators kind of make a comment in the group, take anything that you see in that group with a grain of salt. That is just a community that it's growing so fast that it's hard for us to kind of reel in the information. Because every time we open it is like
I'm gonna say like somebody right there that'll never buy my coaching, that'll never invest in themselves. I just save somebody a large headache, because again, and they're good people, y'all. They just have a chemical imbalance. And it makes them believe nothing's wrong with them. They think they're Superman in one moment. They think there's Jesus Christ in the next moment, and think there's Satan the next moment. But on medications, they are functioning just like me and you, and they do really well. But guess what I just told you 2 seconds ago? He's not going to take the medications by mouth. But if I can get him to agree to go and get that shot.
Correct.
Lord have mercy. He's going to be a good guy for me.
Yep.
So I'm gonna just leave it right there. I gotta pay one more bill. We're gonna come right back and discuss one more thing. We're gonna take probably 7 of the best questions y'all got, and then I'm gonna get you guys out of here.
Most people don't fail because they're broke. They fail because they're not in the right room. The ILF Academy is not another Facebook group. It's the cheapest and most affordable access point to learning the independent living facility model. In fact, my master class that I taught, it was over 3 hours and 58 minutes. I put that inside of this $5 group. And if you know anything about me, guys, only my one-on-one people get that kind of coaching. But I'm giving it to you all because I want no excuses this year that you didn't know how to get started. So the ILF Academy Elite is only $5, and I'm going to put the link below. We'll see you there.
All right, we are back.
We
So
are back.
again, if you just heard that guy, make sure you get in at least our $5 group. Something that I never done in life ever. Like my master class, the last one I taught in December, is in that $5 group.
Yeah.
I've never done that. You usually have to have my coaching to get that. But this year I made a vow to help everybody, whether you could afford my coaching or not.
Yes.
So I want everybody to go to forstonconsultants.com to see what all we offer in all of those packages. But if none of those fit you, these two will. 7 days a week on YouTube live, 7 p.m. Eastern, free. The masterclass that's coming up February 17th, free and online.
Free.
And the $5 group, that right there alone is what most of y'all would really benefit from, especially, again, I hate to say it, if you won't invest in yourself.
Yeah.
But that $5 group is an investment, so we do respect those people, right? So in that group is both the masterclass for the ILF model and the HRA. And remember, the HRA is the Housing Referral Agent.
Correct.
That allows you to get started right now, not waiting until you get a house in 90 days or 6 months later.
Yeah.
The HRA, you can start that tomorrow and start making an impact and income tomorrow.
You need it.
Because it's all about just you taking the call from the social worker and referring out to somebody that already has the housing.
Yeah.
And I got a 14-minute free webinar that breaks that down. So everybody takes the phrase HRA, just HRA to 407-326-0086. Just text HRA to that number, and that'll teach you how we do this only from the standpoint of using our cell phone. No real estate required. Shay, back on you.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Like I think that today's room is invaluable.
Back in the past, we used to take rooms like this down.
We did.
And only give it to our one-on-one people.
Yeah.
But we're just so freely giving now with it, man.
What I enjoy about this is the fact that, so many people have a misconception of what we do in this space, and they think it's just renting rooms or filling beds, and it's so much bigger than that. And I think that's what makes this super important to have consulting and coaching. Yeah. People don't realize. I love the question that was asked at the Jacksonville event. A lady asked, "What's the difference between a coach and a mentor?"
Yeah,
and it just really depends on the individual, right? And the services they provide. Yeah. And I think it's so important. That was a great question because a lot of people don't realize that there is a difference, but it's based on the person that's offering the services and how they're packaging it. But for us, I just like the fact that we can see people through their issues. We can see people through their problems with their ILFs and also see them, winning. So again, having this conversation today is like us coaching you like you're one-on-one to us, because we want you to avoid these pitfalls and be able to
all the mistakes and the lawsuits, guys.
Yeah.
Like, my whole purpose is that so that you guys don't have to go through it. So if you're new to me, you saying, "Wow, man, this guy give away a lot." Guys, most of that's because I don't want you to go through what we did, and God is really good to us. So I promised God many years ago, I said, "God, if you let me get in this and it changed my life," I said, "God, I'll go on a soapbox all over the world and talk about this, and I'll never take any credit."
Yeah.
So watch me do that right now. Guys, without God, this is all baloney, and so am I. But with God, most of y'all gonna think I'm a genius, and I'm not. I told y'all my story. Shay tricked me to go to school.
Yep.
By the grace of God, I finished that, and God gave me this social worker job that showed me my vision for what I was going to do for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
And thank God for me not having a crab in a bucket mentality and want to keep it all to myself. Guys, I'm live 7 days a week, 3 times a day teaching this. I'm hard to miss, right? So I often tell people, especially under my coaching, If you fail at this, you didn't try.
Yeah.
Because between God, our coaching, and the need in your city, if you fail at this, you gave up. I guarantee it. That's how good God is. That's how good our coaching is. And that's how good I expect you to be when it comes to putting your hands to the plow. Because I can't coach you and do it for you. Our coaching is bulletproof. But it's baloney if you don't work it.
Derek,
Jay,
I want to answer I want to encourage someone in the chat, actually. So Emerald Hall says, many people in the group says, if you have no money, you can't start an ILF. I want to do this and have got most of my stuff done, but I got discouraged by the chat. So I would say this.
You need to join that $5 group. That's the more sophisticated group.
Correct.
That group that you're in is 26,000 people.
And everybody has an opinion.
Coach and got an opinion.
And the opinions are like, you know what?
More tame.
Yeah.
Like Shay shot several
and T actually said, I love the video responses. I want to say this to you, right? To Emerald. You know, it does take money to make money. But there are ways for you to get in this and really not have the money, but build up the nest egg to get into the housing aspect. So you hear us talking about the HRA, which is the Housing Referral Agency or agent, depending on how big you want to grow it. You can be a support by starting to build your relationships, by getting your phone to ring, to start making those connections with the case managers, social workers, healthcare providers, other community programs. And then you can start also connecting with other housing providers. So if you're getting the call for the person that needs housing, you now have someone to refer that person to and make somewhat of an income. Use that income to store up for your ILF, right? For your house. There's always ways to get into business. A lot of people are like, oh, I want funding. You know, I need business funding. It's hard to attain those things if your credit isn't right and it's a new business. So you've got to make sure that you're counting the cost. And I don't say this to discourage you. I say this to encourage you. Housing is going to be needed now until Jesus comes. Okay? So you're never going to be too late in this space. Start now, take small steps towards your goal, and don't let other people's words discourage you. I will also say this. You've got to write the vision and keep it before yourself, because wherever you go, whatever you do, there is always going to be some Looney Tune that is going to try to talk you out of it. But if you know without a shadow of doubt that this is something that God has called you to, and this is something that you want to pursue, then pursue it. Just do it with the understanding that you've got to make some sacrifices in order to have the funding to do it, the finances to do it. It doesn't start off easy, right? And nothing's easy. Business isn't easy in general. Like, we've been through seasons of, oh Lord, what are we getting ready to do? Like, what is going to happen? Are we going to be living in an ILF? Like, it's being a full-time entrepreneur. You have those times where you're on the mountaintop or you're in the valley, and you can't avoid those seasons. So just know that as an entrepreneur, and this is for everybody that is watching this and for the people that will watch the replay, you know, this is a daily get up, encourage yourself, tie them boots, strap,
life be life,
and make it happen. No matter what, because you're gonna face different things. Last night, I did something last night that was quite interesting, right? I was just thinking about something and I was in prayer, and then God just sent me down this rabbit hole, because we're always talking about the issues we've had in the courts in this space. People don't realize that we've been to court. We've had to, like, we've been sued underneath this. And last night I looked up the case file, and it was so impactful that we went through a lawsuit for over a year. Over a year. We got served on July 31st of 2020. And this thing went until, I believe, the end of August 2021. And these are the things you've got to mentally and physically prepare yourself for, because it happens. It's business, right? And I don't, and that could have been a moment where we could have said, to heck with this. Like, we're doing something good. This person's trying to slander us and take us down, and da 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 da. Let's just shut it down. But we didn't. You've got to persevere through the things that take place. And a lot of people were doing this, while we were going through that season. So guess what we did? We shut out the noise. You know what? I can't have you in my ear right now, because I got to focus. I got to pay attention. I got to run this thing. I got to run this race. I got to keep my eye on the prize. I got to stay focused, because I know God called me to this. No matter what the devil tries to throw in my face, I'm going to do it. And what I tell people all the time, the dogs don't run after parked cars. They don't start barking after parked cars. They go after the thing that's moving. They go after the thing that's moving. And that's just like the devil. If you're moving in purpose, somebody is always going to be there as a stumbling block. Don't allow that person to make you bitter. Let it make you better. Right? Take that information, pray on it, and ask God, reveal if there's anything in this situation or in these words that I need to glean from, or throw it in the trash. So be encouraged. Yes, it's going to take time to start this thing. Nobody does this overnight. We've been in this space for over almost 10 years now, a little bit over for you, 10 years. And again, you've got to realize that it is all about setting yourself up for success, and knowing that in this journey, there are going to be highs, lows, there are going to be mountaintops, there are going to be valleys, there are going to be rough roads and smooth ones. But you have to be mindful that you want to count the cost, right? You may not have the funding right now to do it, but what can you set aside in your day-to-day? Whether it's a cup of coffee, I got a habit, y'all, and it's a cup of coffee every morning, at least, or sometimes, most mornings. But what are the things that you can scale away from? What subscriptions can you get rid of to help fund what you want to do? And I think a lot of people take that for granted. We think that somebody's just supposed to hand us the money, and we're not going to save up the nest egg to get into this space ourselves. So don't be discouraged. Check out the HRA webinar. Text HRA to 407-326-0086. And also join us on the 17th. Bring your questions. That's what the 17th is for. That's what these live sessions are for that we're doing here. We want to encourage you, right? Because guess what? Derek and I can't house everybody. And there's a lot of people in this space. And I tell people all the time, the shelf life of an ILF owner and operator without consultation or without coaching is normally 1 year. And that is the term of their lease. They get in it. Once that lease is up, it's hasta la pasta. I'm out. Because they don't know what they're doing. We've been walking our clients through some very tough situations over the past 48 hours. Yeah. And I'll let them reveal that in our private group when they're ready to talk about it. But people don't know what comes with this. And if you don't know how to navigate some of those valley experiences, brother, man, sister, girl, it can be a whole situation. So know that the ILF model, you've got to do it right. You have to do it right. And you want to make sure that you're surrounded by people that truly know what they're doing, that they're tried and true and trusted, that they have the background that says, hey, this is who I am. This is what I've done. That they can talk the talk as well as walk the walk. But I lay that down there, and I hope you're encouraged, sis. Don't let anyone blow out the flame for you to do something that God has called you to do. I don't care what they say. Like, we don't care. Tell them shut up. The opinion ain't all that important. So I just wanted to leave you with that. Derek?
Good stuff. We had a question about the DIY because we were just talking about the DIY and the HRA. Here's a response to somebody that has the DIY.
Hey, everybody. My name is Jermaine. I've been with Derek and Shay for about 4 months now. I got my first property within a month and a half or so of being under their coaching. I have a 6-bedroom house. I got all the rooms filled already. I'm charging $800 a month. You guys do the math on that. Derek and Shay don't like to talk about the money, but me, I'm a numbers guy. But the coaching is fantastic. Like, you will not lose. You will not lose. Please make the decision. getting us coaching, whether it's the DIY or the one-on-one coaching. If you can do it with the DIY without talking to Derek every day, then go for it. But if you can do it and you need somebody to hold your hand and you need to call Derek whenever you need him, then I suggest you get the one-on-one coaching. Yeah, it's been the best decision of my life, man. I'm telling you, like, get with it, and get ready to fire your boss, because it's going to happen. Thank y'all. Peace.
Hey, beautiful people. My name is Tiffany, and I'm the founder and executive director for Upward and Onward Jacksonville, Inc. First, I want to congratulate you for joining the ILF Masterclass, as this is your initial step, your first step for creating impact. So I came under Forston Consultants going on 2 years now, and I love it because their mentorship and their coaching is head on, side by side. They stay with you from the beginning and still now. Even with me having multiple ILFs, they're still providing their coaching, their skills, and their knowledge, and just their support overall. They help with forms. They help with teaching you how to communicate with those property managers for the facilities, and also those social workers, just giving you that extra push, those extra nuggets that you absolutely need to be successful in the ILF community. So I would like to say, come on over. Come over. We would love to have you. And just like my brother and sister stated, if you love God, love people, and love real estate, this is the place for you. You will not regret it. You will love it, but you have to do the work. You have to do the work. And also with the CRM, don't tell Derek, but yes, I'm still working. He cringes when I say that, but I'm still working my 9 to 5, but only because of their CRM that comes with their mentorship has allowed me to actually still be in a space that I love in my community, doing social work. I am a social worker with doing these things, and also being impactful with housing. So come on over. We would love to have you. Don't think about it. Do not, because you're going to think yourself out of it. But, pray on it for sure. And we'll love to see you over with the ILF family. Talk to you later.
Others.
The first step to getting started with your own independent living facility is texting the phrase "more info" to 407-326-0086. One more time, if you text the phrase "more info" to that phone number, we're going to give you an immediate text message. You fill out your name, email address, and phone number, and we're going to send it to you instantly to watch it with you and your family, or you and your team. And then if you have questions, we want you to join us 7 days a week on our YouTube channel so that we can learn and grow together. But if you think that you want to move forward with one of our coaching products, we'll also speak to you by phone just to make sure that you understand fully what you're getting yourself into. And again, it starts with our webinar. So text "more info" to the phone number 407-326-0086, and we'll see you on the other side of success.
All right.
We are back.
Let's do
it. Let's go into our very last topic of the day.
Before we go into Q&A.
Another thing that we saw inside of the ILF Academy. We'll address this last thing, and then we'll take the top 7 questions that we see in the chat. 7, just because we love that number. We got married on the 7th. So, Shay, I'm gonna let you kick it off. Somebody said it. Oh no, you do the whole thing. Because I don't want to.
No, it's fine. So, okay. So what I'm going to do next time, Derek, let's take screenshots and see if our team can bring them up.
I love that.
And we'll start having the screenshots so people can actually see the questions and not thinking that we're just making them up. They are real questions in the jungle. We call the ILF Academy on Facebook, y'all, the jungle. Because y'all got a lot of Tarzans and Janes up in there trying to just, But anyway, the question was asked about populations. How do we go about housing women and children, veterans, and just all of these populations in one house? Hold the phone, pause, wait a minute. Who's doing that? Because we are not. So to answer that question that is not what you do, right? First and foremost, we do not want the liability of the youth, right? Underage minors. No matter if the parent is there or the parent is not, you've got to be so cautious. Who am I to put a woman and her 3 kids in a house with 3 men that have schizophrenia, bipolar disorder, or all these different things? Like, let's be realistic.
That's how you're gonna end up on the Channel 8 news,
right?
In the wrong way.
So many people think that, you know, you just go willy-nilly. It's not that. The same thing we talked about earlier: protocols, processes. Those things have to be implemented before you start just putting people in a house. If not, you run the risk of having a complete jungle, right? And I'm not talking about the ILF Academy jungle. I'm talking about your housing program is going to be a jungle. And it's going to cause a lot of issues with your neighbors, your neighborhood, with the community, with the programs that you're connected with. They're not going to want to do business with you. So you've got to be mindful of that. And you've got to be realistic with the way you're bringing people in the house. And again, doing the assessment. You've got to know how to assess well to make the right decision, an informed decision that will benefit your housing program and those that you're going to serve, right? Let's set them up for success and not failure. So no, we are not housing women and children with a bunch of other people. No, we are not. Co-ed is even a stretch for Derek and I. We don't do it.
But we do coach a lot of people that love the co-ed model. So we're not against it. We just don't do co-ed.
Yeah.
But my brother loved it. My brother passed away and used to do this. My brother thought that co-ed brought balance to the ILF. Right? So look how we were related by blood, and our thought process about this business was still different.
Yeah.
I don't like co-ed, actually. And if I do co-ed, watch this, here's a gem. To me, it's going to be older people. I am not housing that 19-year-old dude that's testosterone going through the roof with that 21-year-old female. That's going to be a party. He's going to be like, oh my God, I just hit the jackpot. I'm going to live here. So I'll admit again, I don't do co-ed. That's just me. And if I do co-ed, they're usually above 65, right? 70 years old. Now that the old people can't get a little hanky-panky, but that's going to come without the domestic violence involved in it.
Yeah.
Them young people going to fight. Make sense? Okay. Shay, that's pretty much
it. So let's go to the
take
chat.
7 of the best questions that y'all got. Now watch this. Here's my disclaimer. If I see a question that's in my free webinar, I'm probably not going to answer it. So make sure you watch our free webinar by texting the phrase more info. Just those 2 words to 407-326-0086. And if you're on any other forum to where you can just see me, come over to YouTube at Forston Consultants. And Shay, you can jump in the chat and go any direction you want.
All right. So I'm going to go to, because this is something that we've seen and we constantly talk about. And I know it's not a question, but I want to talk about this because this is a big
oh, somebody told her wrong.
This is a lie from the pits of hell. Sorry, I just got to be honest. I got a yes on 2 properties. However, no wait list established. I was told to acquire the property first, in which it makes more sense to establish a wait list first prior to securing the property. Correct. That is 100% correct.
I would say, who told you that?
Right. So let's break that down a little bit. I want to sit here for a second because this is something that comes to us on a regular basis. And Mars, let's pin this for a short or something. Why is it important to have and let's not call it a wait list. Let's call it your phone ring.
About the replay out of the room. So actually, Shay, I'm gonna let you finish. But Mar, please do me a favor. Pin in the chat the room we did literally just a couple of days ago that was entitled "How to Build a Waiting List." Because you're gonna hear me say, ain't no such thing as a waiting list. Now I'm gonna let Shay finish, but I just want everybody to know in here we did a whole room on what Shay is getting ready to do. Mar, please put that as a clickable link in the chat because I want to give people 2 ways to reference it.
Yes,
the live way with Shay right now, and then later from that link. Shay, tap in and take as long as you want.
Absolutely. So with this, when we say a wait list, you can get a wait list, but the likelihood of that is slim to none, right? We know people once they become, they do have wait lists.
All right, we are back. I don't know what.
Oh my goodness! Can you hear us loud and clear?
For the ones that did stay, can you guys hear us loud and clear?
That was crazy.
Heather says, "Welcome back."
We don't know what happened. We
Yeah,
just
yeah,
lost everything.
Yeah, that was weird, guys. It just kicked us off. The devil is a liar.
We're going to finish this
Because he
conversation.
didn't want somebody question to get answered. So let's pretend that y'all put those questions back in the chat, because Shay was in the middle of answering somebody's question.
Yeah. So just confirm.
Yeah, everybody can hear us now.
So we're back. So let us know if you can see us. Let us know if you can see us. All right. Awesome. Heather said, you good. I don't know what happened, y'all. We literally just saw everything start spinning. Then our internet connection went down completely and booted right back up.
The green.
It was about the we were talking about the.
What were we talking about?
Dang
Bring it back to our remembrance.
Oh, the house. Get in the house first. The house and the right. So the answer of it is this. The real of the real is this, right? You want to make sure that your phone is ringing. And I love to give this analogy about a coming soon, right? Most businesses don't just pop up out of nowhere. There's always some type of announcement or some billboard that says coming soon to your area, whether it's McDonald's breaking ground on a new lot of land or whatever business it is. So you want to make sure that you are having that traction before you get a house. Because what most people don't realize or understand is that it's going to take time to fill that house. The house just isn't going to be filled the day you open it because you have a house. So people need to first, for one, know that you are who you are. They're going to do their research on you just as you're going to do your research on who's available in that area to network with. So when it comes to saying, I'm going to get a house and start, I think that is working. You're working backwards and you're really causing yourself more debt in this process than needed, right? So you want to start, like I tell people, the HRA is the primary place to start. It gets your phone ringing. It helps you to determine what your community needs are. If people are, if you're seeing more military veterans, if you're seeing more kids aging out of the foster care system, if you're seeing elderly adults, it just depends on what's happening. So now you have a gauge on what's going on. So if you see that every call you get is for an elderly adult and you now have rented a 2-story property, but they all have mobility issues, what you going to do with this 2-story property? You going to make them all live in the living room? Like there's certain aspects of this that you've got to be more proactive than being, because what's going to happen when you get a house is you're going to be more reactive and you're going to just want to fill the house with anybody. And that's not how this works. You want to make sure that you're educating yourself by, one, having your phone ringing to see what the needs are in your community, connecting with other housing providers, because you won't have the house initially, but you're already starting, your business is gaining traction, right? Nothing's worse than having a house for 6 months and you have nobody in it, because now you're working to get your phone ringing because you got the house. Now you're working to build relationships because you already have the house. Now you're realizing that there's a lot of hurdles and the population needs in your area are not suitable for the house that you received or you've gotten. Prime example, it has all of the bedrooms are upstairs, and everybody that I'm getting a phone call for is either, elderly, has issues climbing stairs, X, Y, and Z. So you want to kind of make sure that you're assessing the need of the community at the same time as building your business and your brand, and then get the house. So does that make sense?
Yep.
Does that make sense, Derek? Did I clarify that question?
And the raunchy version is, why in the world would we get a house first and then pray that God fill it? That's not how that works. Mm-hmm. So I tell people, slow down on trying to get the real estate and build the relationships. Because if you build the relationship, sis, like the real estate is going to come. Yeah. You're going to be forced to go and get real estate if you build the relationships. So I'm 100%. Your new big brother. That's your new sister. And whoever told you to go get a house first, that's was crazy. Wrong. Now, I would have respected them more if they told you to work them both at the same time. Oh, absolutely. Meaning be looking for a house while building relationships at the same time. But I never let the other one outweigh the other one. So if I got a balance beam, me building relationships is going to outweigh me going to get a house all day long. Because I'd rather you have your phone blowing up and you don't have a house versus you have a house and nobody's calling you and you paying rent from your pocket.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
And that goes back to
Put
that
a 3 in the chat, everybody,
Yeah.
if that makes sense.
And that goes back to that other question too that was asked earlier, and that about money. Like, this is where the funding aspect, or like what you need in the bank, is necessary when you make that decision, right? When you make the decision to get out there, get a house, and have no sort of connections in the community, a waste. You're throwing money down the toilet. You are flushing, just flush, right? And now you're struggling, and you're doing things impulsively so that you're not coming out of pocket. So just be mindful of that. And that's what a lot of people do, but they're not telling you about, like, people are giving that advice, but they're not telling you about the other sources of income that they have to sustain that house.
Yeah.
They're not telling you about the 12 businesses that they run that are super profitable, that they're just dishing money into this other entity as a tax write-off. Like, they're not telling you none of that, but they're telling you, oh, go get a house. No, don't do that. Right? Let's be realistic on that.
So Christy, this question is actually in our free webinar, and I said I would answer it, but I will. The way that you find other people is, first of all, it's 2 ways to find
a lot of other people.
The free HRA webinar, which I want all of y'all to watch, that info's in there, and that webinar is probably 11 minutes long. But in the $5 group, I taught a master class on the HRA that's an hour and 30 minutes long. Right? So take your pick. But essentially, Christy, just how you found me today running my big mouth, you found me on social media, didn't you?
Correct.
None of y'all went to some website and typed in forstonconsultants.com and found me that way. All of y'all found me on what I call the lift: LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, or Threads,
Correct.
or maybe even YouTube. I guarantee you right now, none of y'all in here found me no other way than what I just named. So, Christy, that's the same way I'm going to find the people who I need doing this. And I'm so good at it, I'm going to give you the verbiage. What's up, Facebook family? I have a housing program by the name of, no. I'll reword that because you're looking for the other people who do it. Here it is. Are you a housing program that struggle to fill your empty beds? Give us a call at Christie Solutions. This is exactly what we do. We fill empty beds. And watch your social media blow up if you're consistent at it. But if you post it once on Monday, once next Thursday, one time 2 months from now, nobody knows you do this. But if you're consistent, especially if you follow the free training in that 11-minute webinar, it's free.
Yeah.
Every one of y'all should text HRA to that number, because if you do, it's going to tell you how we do this. Another gem is joining 10 Facebook groups a day. Watch this. Here's a big gem. That's why you need to come to this masterclass, because I'm giving y'all some of it now.
Yep.
Can you imagine? Because one of my VAs do this. With my coaching, we give y'all virtual assistants. People that live in the Philippines, Africa, Nigeria, Egypt, Pakistan. And their job is to join 10 Facebook groups a day.
Yeah.
Watch this. I'm in groups that are called Orlando Social Workers, Case Managers of Orlando, Homelessness in Orlando. I just gave y'all a gem. Can you imagine joining 10 of those groups a week so that by the time on Friday you're in 50 groups? And all of those groups got 10, 20, 30,000 people in.
Yeah.
And they're all looking for what you offer.
Housing.
Oh, I hope that makes sense, my sister. Christy, does that make sense? But Christy, watch this. I go deeper on that 11-minute webinar that's free. And if y'all real smart, you join that free, that $5 group, and you watch the masterclass on both the ILF and the HRA. And watch this, y'all. When I do the one that's going to be on the 17th, I'm going to put that also in my $5 group. I never done that in all the years of my coaching.
Yeah.
You had to have my one-on-one coaching, my group coaching, or pay me a bunch of money for that. This year, I'm leaving no excuse. So if you want to allow $5 a month to change your life, you don't want this. Can somebody put in the chat, what is $5 a month divided by 31 days? And it's like 60 cents a day. So if you won't spend 60 cents on the thing that you said God put on your heart, shame on you.
Yeah.
Kristen, let me know if that makes sense about the HRA, joining Facebook groups, getting on social media,
Yeah.
LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Threads.
Yeah,
If you use the system that we talk about at Digital Flow, I make that one post, hit a button, and it go to all 5 places at the same time. That's called multi social media going out at one time. Oh, I hope that makes a lot of sense.
Heather said your bullhorn is blowing up the system. Pretty much. No, I'm just joking.
So the HRA, she says, I'm in the group, but it was not 1 hour there. Yes, it was actually. So actually, I may have to reword that because what my team did, just like the ILF masterclass was 3 hours and 58 minutes. But the version I think y'all got is where my team cut the questions off.
The Q&A.
Because I didn't want y'all to have to sit through all of that stuff. But the actual teaching was 3 hours and 58 minutes. The HRA was 1 hour and 47 minutes. And the ILF masterclass is in 2 versions. So if I remember, Shay made it 2 different things.
Correct.
Now, if you're having problems with that, she said that she sent a message or something. The masterclass in my $5 group is not the full. How long is yours, Christy? Because that's impossible. You got the same thing everybody else got.
I'm gonna check.
So we'll check. And maybe you only click the first one. So the ILF masterclass was so long, they had to chop it in half.
Correct.
And it was 3 hours and 58 minutes. Now the version they cut, I can't remember, but
it's not. They don't get the full. They don't get the full 3 hours.
Yeah, guaranteed. So maybe I won't say that no more because I don't want to confuse nobody. But the point is, Christy,
it's all
every question you probably got, I guarantee it, 96% of your questions were answered in that masterclass. Guarantee it. Especially if you got or seen both versions. Because remember, it's part 1 and it's part 2. And for $5 a month, y'all, that's the cheat code. And I'll be honest, guys, that's the gist of that $5 group. Otherwise, you can stay in my free group. The $5 group, y'all, I'm giving y'all the masterclass both to the HRA and the ILF.
And I'm going in there and answering and I'm going in there and answering questions.
Yeah.
Right. And that was something that we kind of went back and forth on how deep will we go in that group of questions.
Also, that $5 group also got something I would never give the general public. I announced the insurance that would allow your clients to get an extra $490 a month. Only that group and my one-on-one people got that. I also dropped the verbiage of what we say to park owners.
Yep.
Oh, I hope y'all realize the value that this is.
Yeah.
I released the verbiage of what do we say to a mobile home park owner to allow us to do that in there. Oh my God. And for 60 cents a day, that's why I tell people, like, if you don't respect that group or if you don't buy it, I'll admit you don't want this. Now, yes, everybody may not have the money for the one-on-one coaching,
right,
or the group coaching or even the DIY. But if you don't spend 60 cents a day for what I'm putting in that group, God bless you.
So
I don't know how to help you.
So I'm actually in the app now, and there are 2 videos. Masterclass replay part 1.
She says, my apologies. I must have missed that particular answer. Thanks for
listening. So it's 2. So it's 2 videos. I just wanted to make sure because I don't want us to be
guaranteed. But the original, prime example, watch this. And Christy, I hope you come the 17th. Again, I'm a guarantee the minimum I'm going to spend with y'all is 3 hours. Minimum. And if I don't, come back and call me a liar. Because one thing about me on YouTube, they trying to get me to 45 minutes. But on my master classes, I have no limit. So some of them go 4 hours, 5 hours, but I'm going to guarantee 3 hours. And my other guarantee, you will not leave that class without your question being answered.
Yeah.
That's what I promise, because 90% of it is going to be what you was already thinking. The 10% is what you're going to ask me at the end, right? And I think that's the part my team cut off so that y'all didn't have to weed through all of that, right? But I'm super proud of that $5 group, y'all. So, that made me feel good to be able to offer something for everybody. So I got stuff from free, 7 days a week, 3 times a day. I'm hard to miss. Then I got the $5 group. So if you text 5 to the phone number that's scrolling below, you get in that.
There you go. So
then we got the DIY that's only $9.97. So guys, I got stuff from free all the way to 35 grand. You just get in where you fit in. Everybody's got a different learning style.
Yeah.
Some people want one-on-one. Some people want group coaching. Some people say, Derek, all I need is your $5 group, bro.
Yeah.
So yeah, super excited about that. Shay?
So you answered it. So for, I'm not going to mess up your name. I promise I'm not. So to the question that's right here. So text the word 5 to 407-326-0086. And that's how you access the group. You're going to pay it's the $5 subscription. You're going to get a document to sign, and it's just outlining what you're getting again, so that we're not fluff. We don't play them games. We want to make sure that that.
And also, it's the reminder that it's not like one-on-one coaching.
Right.
That's $7,500. But to be in that group is only $5, and this is like a contract to say I agree to be in here. Right.
Right.
So
okay.
$5 a month.
And then you get access to you get an email. So check your email, check your spam just in case. From admin at Forston Consultants. And I believe that's where that email comes from.
And Miss Peggy, text 5 to that number, not in the chat, because that'll do nothing. so text the actual spelled out FIVE to that phone number on the screen, and that'll give you a quick, immediate text. And what's cool about that, y'all, we give y'all this same system of how y'all are getting this info. Yes. So when I tell y'all to text this and text that, see how fast you're getting those responses? Can you imagine speaking to 15 social workers on a Zoom call and say, text the word bed to get our website and our bed availability and how we can work together to end homelessness? Yeah. That's Digital Flow Solutions, y'all. We give y'all this system.
And I'm going to answer that question
because
there was a question. Someone asked, can they get Digital Flow Solutions outside of our coaching? Absolutely.
Yeah.
So Digital Flow Solutions isn't only for the ILF model. That is just something that is my business. So I run that business personally for other entities. But when we started it, the goal was to give, because we use it for all of our businesses, right? And the goal was to provide that same software and systems to the people that we consult. Now, my pricing outside of Forston Consultants looks a lot different. Okay. So the people that get that we bless with Digital Flow Solutions literally pay it's free setup. Okay. So, and you get a steeply discounted subscription fee. So it's just like any website system. You got to pay for that hosting fee, probably $47, $37, $87, depending on the platform you're using. But with Digital Flow Solutions, if you get the package from Forston Consultants, whether it's the HRA, whether it's the ILF Mastery Blueprint, the Collective, the DIY, you get access to Digital Flow Solutions. We give you that system for $37 a month. Okay. My normal clients and customers that come from outside with different businesses and entities pay me a minimum of $87 a month. And they don't even get a quarter of what you all get access to in Digital Flow Solutions. So I will also be posting the DFS onboarding that I did in the $5 community. So you can just get a kind of a look-see. I'm actually going to redo it. I think I'm going to redo it today or sometime this weekend so that you get an understanding of what Digital Flow Solutions is. Instead of me doing like an onboarding, I'll do like a demo, more of a demo style, so that you're not sitting for 45 minutes to watch the onboarding. But I'll shoot that and post it in the learning in the $5 group so that you all have access to see that. But Digital Flow Solutions is your website, your business phone. It is you have a social media planner where you can put all of your Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, TikTok, Threads, YouTube. You can connect all of those social media assets into the system and post to them in one place, one time, and you can set up your whole content calendar. I have a virtual assistant do it. It's your payment processor. It is your email campaigns. It's your DocuSign. It is everything you need to run a business in one place. So
and definitely visit digitalflowsolutions.net and just take a look and also set up an appointment. The appointments are free.
Yeah.
Right. So let's do a quick, a few rapid things. I want to answer some quick questions. Can you share the verbiage on the Facebook post to market your home?
Absolutely.
Not sure what that.
How do you market your home on Facebook? What are you saying?
I think we answered that already. But I'll even say it again, ma'am. In that $5 group, like in that masterclass, all that's in that. right? Also, I got tons of that on my page.
Yeah,
so
be
even if
nosy.
you go to YouTube and you click that button that says live, there's probably over 1,400 videos on just this topic. But if you're late to us, just like I told the lady earlier, you found me also on social media. So social media is how 90% of all of our clients come in. So if you just allow me to say it real quickly, are you a social worker or a case manager needing clean, affordable housing for your clients the day of discharge? Give us a call at Gonzalez Solutions.
Period.
That's what I'm going to say throughout LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Threads, YouTube, Snapchat, Lemonade,
whatever you want.
Okay. Next one is someone says, with the DIY, if we have questions, how would they be answered? They're all in the DIY. So if you're somebody that thought you still needed more help, even with a DIY product, there's two choices. Jermaine Mills, the way he does it, he bought the DIY, but he come here 7 days a week and sit like this.
And he's in the $5 community.
He's also with the $5 community. So there are no questions in your brain that you can think of if you sit around us and soak up the information.
And then we also have
with the DIY, it's just hard to lose because now you're balancing the both. If the DIY was built specifically for, you shouldn't really have questions. DIY is listen, follow instruction,
and go.
Jermaine has it and never gets the chance to talk to me other than being on YouTube, the $5 group, and then there's also, I forgot. The DIY people have a choice to upgrade, and it's $47 a month. And you guys join what I call our family talk. So once a month, I meet with my one-on-one people, and we just talk and hash out stuff.
And you can
ask
questions
part about
there.
That group goes back 4 years. So every class, every curriculum, every master class, all of that's in there.
And they
so
can
a
also
lot
ask
of people
questions.
will get the DIY, get the upgrade, and then bam, that's what makes them good to go. So if you never knew that, that's a cheat code for somebody. If you feel like you can't afford the one-on-one coaching or the group coaching, get the DIY, show up 7 days a week here, but also join the $5 group. And every question you can imagine will be answered.
Well,
and
not
they consider
hold on,
the $47 upgrade where you do meet with us once a month as a family.
Let me clean that up a little bit, okay? So the $5, I'm gonna clean it up. Just listen.
Go ahead.
So the $5 group, again, it's not so much coaching; it's just giving answers to questions.
Yeah, it's those two classes.
If you are looking for more to be able to directly ask questions pertaining to the information you have grasped from the DIY, you want to join the ILF, our ILF family talk group, because in that group you can actually ask those questions, and we go into more detail there because we know that you've absorbed some of the coaching. You've absorbed coaching and not just bare minimal, bare basic kind of information. And then when we meet on that once a month, our family talk monthly meeting, you can bring those questions and we sit down and we're there for as long as you want. Prime example, you can go in that community as well and see all of our previously the replays of every last monthly meeting, every last family talk. So we talk about all sorts of things. We have people come in that talk about insurance. We have people that are going to be coming in talking about credit and how you establish your business credit. We're going to have people coming
up soon too.
We're going to have our attorneys
going to be speaking in that group.
We're going to have our attorneys come into that group. Like that does not go in the $5 group. That goes into the ILF family talk group because of the fact that you guys have more information and have been implementing a lot more than those that are in the $5 group, in regards to the coaching aspect of things. So that's the difference. So that's what I wanted to clean up.
Yeah. And also, I think I said the same thing.
No, you didn't.
I think. But how we do like that raunchy version to clean, you just cleaned it up, I guess.
I told you I was going to clean it up.
Watch this though. Also, I got probably 2 rules only in that $5 group. First rule, of course, no spam and no selling your stuff. Rule number 2, you are not allowed to ask a question unless it says, Derek, after watching that masterclass, my question is, because if you ask a question that's in the masterclass, that means you didn't watch it, which is the whole point of you being there.
Yeah.
And let me be real clear, y'all, just really clear. The biggest advantage of being in that group is those 2 courses. Because remember, My whole life, other than this year, was the first time I ever put that kind of teaching in such a low-cost group. So please don't go in that group and say, hey, how do we fill these beds? I talk for hours on how to do that.
Yeah.
So please just fulfill my 2 wishes. No spam in that group, and say, Derek, after watching that HRA masterclass, what did you mean by, and I got no problem answering that. But if you just ask surface level stuff that's in the masterclass, I'm gonna know you didn't watch it, and I'll admit you wasted your 60 cents a day to be in there.
16, right?
I think it was 60 or 60. I think it's 60. I don't know. Anyway, $5 a month. You wasted it if you're
16,
not watching the masterclass. Make sense? Okay. Next question, Shay.
So a question came in from Rita Jackson, says, how do I get to the Facebook group without having to click the link in my text messages?
What link did you get?
I'm confused. Oh, okay.
And if you're talking about the free Facebook group, that's called the ILF Academy. You just join it and you put in, I think, your phone number and email address. Free.
Yeah.
The $5 group, you would text the word 5 to that number that's scrolling below.
Correct.
You'll get an instant text message. Fill out that information. I think it's a contract. Boom, and you're in it. Quit anytime you want to. Some people get it and pay for the whole year up front. I think it's $60. Right? So in fact, just to be fun with it, somebody put $5 divided by 31 days. What is that math on that? Like, that's literally what it costs to be in there.
I believe it's
coaching
16 cents.
That normally would be in my one-on-one coaching, which is $7,500.
Yeah.
How much it was?
I think
again?
it's 16
cents a day. Yeah, because you're right, because it's 66 that adds up quickly.
That's I'm like,
so,
that's crazy.
So guys, that's even more embarrassing if you don't get it. 16 cents a day. Most of y'all can find that in your cushion couch right now.
Your couch cushion? Cushion couch?
Cushion couch. All right, 3 more questions and we're going to get you guys out of here. Give us a good one.
Yeah, we got a good one today too. It's called Finances with the Accountant.
Yeah, we got a meeting. She should be on her way. In fact, let's take a real quick break. We'll be right back to answer the last 3 questions.
Dennis, would you happen to have like a list of things that, you did wrong in the beginning when you first started your independent living facility? Like, what kind of mistakes that you made?
David, that's actually a great question, right? Even coming from you. I wrote a book that's entitled How to Avoid the ILF Fiasco. And in fact, David, it's the 12 dumbest mistakes that are ever made. And because I didn't want other people to make them, I put it in a book. So go to forstonconsultants.com. That's again, forstonconsultants.com, and check it out. That's where you can find all of our ebooks, all of our coaching, and more information about live events.
Well, I'm going to just have to do that then, because that sounds like a good starting point to me. And then I'm going to come to y'all Jacksonville 31st event. I need to be live around y'all too.
That's fine, David, but can I ask what's up with the hat and the sweat across the neck? Like, what's that all about? All right, we are back and it's spinning again, acting like it's going to kick us off.
So we're going to knock it out of here.
Guys out of here. Thank y'all so much. So if y'all didn't hear me, if y'all didn't hear me, we gone. Y'all be blessed. I don't know what's going on with our internet here in the area. A lot of building going on in our area too. But anyway, y'all be blessed. Join us 7 days a week at 7 p.m. Eastern. Saturday is the only day, y'all, where we go live at 10 a.m. But even tonight, I think, is at 7 p.m. still. So we'll see you guys. Be my friend on Facebook. I want to see 55 friend requests at Derek Forston. Find Shay at Shunye Shay Forston. We just call her Shay. We make it easy, but it's Shunye Shay Forston. And we'll see you guys. Be blessed.
God bless you.
If this is your first time ever joining us, first of all, I want to say thank you. Second of all, I hope you're enjoying the content. But probably most importantly, I want you guys to text more info to the phone number 407-326-0000. That's going to give you our introductory webinar that breaks all of this down. And it also gives you a call with someone on our team to answer every question you have before moving forward. Because remember, I don't want you to buy nothing before you have a clear understanding of what this is and how to operate it. So one more time, text only these two words, more info, to 407-326-0086, and you will get an immediate download. You click that, you put your name, email address, and phone number, instant download. After watching that webinar, which is about 55 minutes long, first of all, it's going to change your life. Second of all, make sure you book that call, and then you join us 7 days a week on our YouTube channel right here at Forston Consultants, and we'll see you on the other side of success. Let's go. Most people don't fail because they're broke. They fail because they're not in the right room. The ILF Academy is not another Facebook group. It's the cheapest and most affordable access point to learning the independent living facility model. In fact, my masterclass that I taught, it was over 3 hours and 58 minutes. I put that inside of this $5 group. And if you know anything about me, guys, only my one-on-one people get that kind of coaching. But I'm giving it to you all because I want no excuses this year that you didn't know how to get started. So the ILF Academy Elite is only $5, and I'm going to put the link below. We'll see you there. The first step to getting started with your own independent living facility is texting the phrase more info to 407-326-0086. One more time, if you text the phrase more info to that phone number, we're going to give you an immediate text message. You fill out your name, email address, and phone number, and we're going to send it to you instantly to watch it with you and your family or you and your team. And then if you have questions, we want you to join us 7 days a week on our YouTube channel so that we can learn and grow together. But if you think that you want to move forward with one of our coaching products, we'll also speak to you by phone just to make sure that you understand fully what you're getting yourself into. And again, it starts with our webinar. So text more info to the phone number 407-326-0086, and we'll see you on the other side of success.
Hey, Derek, I just want to ask, what's the biggest benefit of independent living facility?
Well, in my opinion, the best form of real estate is shared housing. That's why we invented the independent living facility model, because we view it like this. Why get one house and rent to one income, right? A family usually, mom, dad, 3 kids. What the ILF model does, it allows you to take that same 4-bed, 2-bath home and take 8 people from homeless to hopeful. That's the benefit of shared housing.
So what's the secret to being so successful in the ILF housing model?
The biggest secret literally that we have, and it's kind of no secret because we always say it, we keep God first, right? We love people and we love real estate. So we live by this thing that says that we want to please God, right? Because we believe that if you do that, man, everything else can just fall in place. We believe in helping people. And that's something that's actually in the Bible. God says that when you do unto the least of thee, it's like you're doing it unto him. We also believe in being respected by our community while we're doing it. When I first started this, guys, nobody knew me. Today, we're really well known, but not because of how great I am. It's because of the housing program that's changing the lives of the city in which we live in. And then the last part about it, I want you guys to make enough money to feed your family. So one more time, we believe in pleasing God, helping people, being respected by the community, but I also want you to make enough money to feed your family. And you can do that while doing the independent living facility model. So just text more info, just those 2 words, more info, to 407-326-0086. And that's the first starting point. David, I know you're not there yet, but remember I told you to act in faith. And while you're doing all the homework that I told you about earlier, always be looking for a property, whether that's on Zillow, Realtor.com, Facebook Marketplace, or word of mouth using your social media. Always be looking for a property, because you just never know when God's going to say, go, it's your time. Yeah, I remember that. But, and you won't believe it, but I actually found a property and it's in one of them HOAs. And see, David, I can tell already you haven't been listening, because that's one of my major rules is that we never start an independent living facility in an HOA or a community association. Because always in the fine print, it's going to say something about you can't run a business inside of here and you can't not sublet, which is the entire model of what we do. Does that make sense? Dennis, would you happen to have Like a list of things that, you did wrong in the beginning when you first started your independent living facility. Like, what kind of mistakes that you made? David, that's actually a great question, right? Even coming from you. I wrote a book that's entitled How to Avoid the ILF Fiasco. And in fact, David, it's the 12 dumbest mistakes that are ever made. And because I didn't want other people to make them, I put it in a book. So go to forstonconsultants.com. That's again, forstonconsultants.com, and check it out. That's where you can find all of our ebooks, all of our coaching, and more information about live events. Well, I'm going to just have to do that then, because that sounds like a good starting point to me. And then I'm going to come to y'all Jacksonville 31st event. I need to be live around y'all too. That's fine, David, but can I ask what's up with the hat and the sweat across the neck? Like, what's that all about? Hey, Dennis, I was watching one of your replays on your YouTube channel, over there at Forston Consultants, and you said something about paying us as an affiliate if we refer somebody to y'all and they get the coaching, you will pay me. Like, what does that mean? David, do you listen or understand anything we talk about? And yes, that's true. We'll literally pay you for using your affiliate link, that if you drive somebody to us for the coaching and they get it, we pay you 40%. We started that last year. Not sure how long Derek could continue to do that, but David, get in now. Text the word affiliate to 407-326-0086. Fill out the information and you're in. It's that easy. Wow, man. That's a heck of a deal, because basically you telling me if I refer somebody to you for your one-on-one coaching, you're going to give me 40% of that. Hey, David, did you know that we were coming to Jacksonville, Florida for another live event teaching the independent living facility model? Yeah, I heard that. I saw a girl posting that in that ILF Academy group that you got. I saw her put a post about it. I just didn't really know that that was actually y'all. Yep, that's actually a live event that we're speaking at. Tiffany Richardson, who's actually a super affiliate at Forston Consultants, she planned this whole event. She marketed it, she planned it, and her only job was to bring Shay and I to Jacksonville to talk about it. So she's gathering 30 to 40 to probably 50 people that want to know how to do the independent living facility model, and we're going to bring it to Jacksonville, Florida, January 31st. David, make sure you don't miss it. Well, I'm going to be there, and I'm going to bring my girlfriend with me too, because I think this is something that we can do together. So Dennis, in your professional opinion, since you trademarked the ILF, which is the best population, or probably which is the easiest population to serve when I want to get started with my ILF? Well, if you're asking me my personal opinion, I love the elderly adults and military veterans. They're super independent. They don't usually need much from you. And again, they're just easier. People that are more settled in life, meaning age-wise, they just typically are a little bit easier than your younger crew. So, but I always tell people also, right? Choose your population by what your community is dictating. Where I live at in Orlando, Florida, it screams for military veterans and elderly adults, which just so happens to be my favorite.